What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Ride Today. Now, I got some awesome footage last week of my climb up Mount Palomar, and I could not show you guys. So I wanted to put in a video for you guys and also go over some topics that you guys have been asking about. So let's get to it. Alrighty, what's going on, guys? So you're obviously watching the very start of the climb to Mount Palomar. So this is a crazy little climb that is known around San Diego. I've talked about it quite a bit in a few different videos, but yeah, so this is me. You guys are gonna be seeing me climbing it and then descending it, so definitely stay tuned for that descending footage. It is on point. It was absolutely beautiful outside for this, and I got this last week, and I couldn't help but not put it up for you guys and just let you guys see the awesome places I have to ride here around San Diego and around Southern California. So enjoy the footage, but I actually wanted to go over some other stuff too that a lot of people have been asking about that I don't really go into specifically, like my training routine. I only get so much time to talk during my vlogging videos. I try to put in as much footage as possible without making it, I should say, too crammed, packed full of just stuff. You know, I don't want to be like another YouTube channel that is just lifting and all that stuff. I want to try to make them as informative as possible without it being too, you know, just cliche and stuff. So a lot of people have been asking me about my lifting routine and my cycling and everything. So my lifting, I've said it before, and I try to get in my compounds, all my compounds, at least once per week minimum. If I'm hitting overhead press, bench, squat, and deadlift, and I'm progressively overloading on them, that's what matters to me. I try to dedicate one day out of the week for accessory work strictly. So right now, what that means is lifting, I mean, in a general sense, it's gonna be 4 days a week. And I feel like less is more, as opposed to lifting 6 or 7 days a week, which is what I used to do. More is not gonna necessarily be better. And a lot of people don't really grasp that concept too well. They think that, you know, as they're constantly breaking down their muscle tissue and, oh, I'm eating in a caloric surplus, it's gonna be fine. It's not necessarily the way it works. Your body needs time to repair itself, especially if you're doing some cycling as well. You do need the calories, but you also need to be able to take days off from resistance training. It's very, very, very important, which is where a bike comes in handy, because you can have fun on that too. So, you know, for example, I mean, I'll go in and train. I'll have a push day and hit overhead press, bench, and aim to progressively overload on both of those, aim for PRs on both of those. Whether it's 2.5 pounds or 5 pounds each week from adding weight to the bar, it's what matters. Then the next day I'll go for a lower day and then hit, I like to break my deadlifts and squats up on different days. I just feel like doing them heavy on the same day just really isn't something I prefer. So I'll do deadlifts and for example, I'll do like that push day I was talking about earlier on a Monday, deadlifts on Tuesday, ride on a Wednesday, and then hit squats heavy on Thursday, or I'll do them on a Wednesday. Just really doesn't matter to me. And then my accessory day can be on Friday, on a Saturday, but you know, that really varies for the most part. That's gonna all just depend on my schedule. So shout out to the FedEx guy right there. But yeah, so, and right here, by the way, you guys are about to see a really beautiful part of the climb that I really love. I always like coming up right here and just looking over the bar, and this is right around 3,000 or 4,000 feet up. So you are, yeah, you're getting some elevation there. And then apart from that, I kind of wanted to go over a thing for the cyclists that are following my channel, that are watching my content, especially these videos, is kind of just breaking up your routine. If you're just doing mostly cycling and you are used to hammering out mileage, and I like to call them junk miles. You'll hear that term a lot if you talk to other cyclists and you talk to other people, junk miles. You want to avoid this. Now, it's really awesome, like when you get a new bike and everything, to you know, ride it as much as you like and have fun with it, but anybody can go out and ride flat segments and, you know, hunt for PRs and all that, but that's not really gonna matter in the long run. What really matters if you're aiming for riding for fitness is gonna be the intensity of your rides. Now, ideally you should be riding for both fitness and fun, but you know, let's be honest, we all have goals, we all have different ways we approach things. So riding for fitness is great, but when you do it for too long, you kind of get burnt out on it, and so that's what happened to me. And so right now I'm in a phase where I do things like this, and I want to you know, do things that are different. Right here, I randomly woke up and I was like, I'm not gonna ride in San Diego, I want to venture outside of San Diego, and I want to do something different. I'm gonna drive somewhere and I'm gonna ride. So that's what the whole point of this ride was to do something different. And so focusing on just having fun, enjoying it. This climb really isn't that hard for me, to be completely honest, and I'm trying to be as modest as possible here, but Palomar isn't really that big of a deal. It is for a lot of people, but I mean, the gradient isn't that steep, and I can just have a tempo going and have fun. So you know, I'm able to bring my camera out, enjoy the weather. Granted, it was 100 degrees, and right here, there we go.
And that, my friends, is how you get it done.
Yeah, I can be that
mountain
way sometimes.
conquered.
I was actually pretty stoked about getting up there and everything. So, but yeah, apart from that, I just feel like it should be said, because a lot of people see my videos, and it's really cool, guys. I'm not gonna lie, like, one thing that really inspires me is when you guys send me messages and pictures of bikes that you got and say, dude, Eric, I've been watching your videos, you inspire me to get a bike, you inspired me to get this, like, I'm gonna go out for my ride today, hell yeah. But the other thing too to keep in mind is that the bike is awesome and it's for fun. Don't watch my videos and get the idea that's, you know, granted it's awesome, you know, all of this is awesome and everything, but riding to eat more is not the way to do it. I mean, a lot of people have also sent me messages too, where they're like, hey, I've seen your, you know, your 30,000 calorie cheat days, and you know, your 48,000, all your food challenges, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm looking to get a bike too, so that's an awesome way to burn calories. And like, guys, that's just not the way to get into a sport or a hobby. Most of the people that get into it for this reason end up selling their bike and not doing it for a long time at all. Doing it for the wrong reasons is, it's definitely not the way to go about this. I mean, riding is awesome, guys, and it can be used for so many things. And this is kind of leading me into the next part of what I want to talk about, is the reason why I ride. The reason why I ride is because of things like this, of what I'm showing you. I'm descending down a mountain, going, you know, 35, 40 miles an hour, and I get to be exposed to the world around me. I get to have the time of my life doing something that I love. And I mean, the feeling that you get is almost indescribable. It's like a euphoria that comes over you. I mean, I feel so free when I do this, and a lot of people, I mean, it's not something that I expect a lot of you guys to really know if you don't ride, but you can apply it to other stuff that you do as well. If you guys play guitar, if you you know, you're into knitting, if you knit. I think I've made this comparison before, but you know, guys, it's just, you have those things in life that you do that bring you that euphoric feeling, that happiness. A lot of you that lift weights get that feeling too. It's just something that I'll do, like I always say, until the day I die. And I would recommend it to anybody, really. I mean, if you're a student, you like to commute on bikes, or you don't want to pay for gas, you can use it for that as well. You can ride to work, you can have fun on the weekends with your friends, you can trail ride, you can mountain bike. I joke about it all the time. Mountain biking is fun too. I'm not a hater of mountain bikes. But yeah, so I mean, other than that, guys, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. A lot of people have been also asking about what I eat before, after, during my rides and everything. I pretty much go over that a lot. I mean, for the most part, and it's kind of surprising that a lot of people still ask about it. During stuff like this, where this is like a 2.5 hour climb ride, I don't eat anything. I don't feel like that's essential. If I'm doing like a multi-hour, like if you guys saw Tour TheElectric, I'll have something during the ride. And if it's like anything over 4 or 5 hours, I will definitely have something during the ride. You know, it's a lot of guys bonk, I would say 3 hours into a ride, maybe 2 hours in, but that's all personal, guys. Everybody has different capacities, cardiovascular capacities, stamina. It's all gonna vary. For me, over the years, I've built mine up to be able to withstand quite a bit, to be honest. And I want to get the most out of my ride. So if I'm doing a climb like this, I'm gonna be focusing on getting up the mountain, and rather than stuffing a banana piece of bread down my throat, you know, it's not like, or goo. A lot of guys like goos, and it's disgusting, but yeah, so I mean, that's not really something I'm too focused on. I'm focused on getting up the mountain, getting through my ride, you know, and something like this where it's 100+ degrees outside, like the last thing I'm really gonna do is focus on, you know, eating a banana or anything. I mean, my energy levels are fine as they are. You know, it's definitely personal. I mean, it's all gonna depend on the person. Now, before rides, usually if it's oatmeal or anything that's something that's not too heavy, but most of the time if it's like an early morning training ride, I'll probably just have coffee, because my early morning training rides really aren't that long in the grand scheme of things. So nothing's really needed at that point, and I prefer, I've mentioned this numerous times, I prefer to ride on an empty stomach anyways. Now after my rides are where most of the carbohydrates come into play. You know, if I were to put a number on it, I mean, per day, I mean, it's gonna vary, but I mean, 700 to 800 grams of carbs is pretty common for me. But I like to get in fast digesting carbs after my rides, definitely, for sure. A lot of people are gonna go, oh, meal timing doesn't matter. It's great if you're just a recreational gym goer, but meal timing does matter for different guys that actually do more than just go to the gym and lift weights. So I realize I have a lot of you on this channel, so a lot of people are gonna look at it and be like, well, that's gonna be, it's not gonna be, I mean, Law McDonald said this, I read this on, you know, this blog, Jason Blauhaus said this. It's like, guys, you kind of have to apply it to different lifestyles, different types of activity. It's not all gonna be the same. So long story short, take what you read with a grain of salt everywhere, and yeah, even with what I say, it's just all just my opinion, obviously. So other than that, we capped it here, and I got back to the taco shop afterwards, which is where my car was parked, and had a good time overall. This is just such a beautiful ride. I couldn't help but not put it up for you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed another episode of the ride today. Definitely let me know in the comment section below if you want me to cover anything else in the next video. So if you haven't already, feel free to follow me on my social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. You know the drill. Thanks again for watching the video, guys, and go ride a bike. Fitness burger in my mouth. Psh.